And I just feel at this point it must be kind of annoying to be given, like, you're really happy because you just won like $1 million or whatever, but after having to fold to that 3-bet jam on the river and then just like a bunch of other stuff happening and then getting your exact hand called out, it must be so, like, it's just like,
Yeah. It's definitely a confidence shaker.
Yeah.
But hey, he's got you with the best hand here.
And it looks like he's doubling. Damn it. GG.
Charlie got him. Nicely done. Congratulations, man. So that's how you turn $15 deposit into winning the biggest tournament online. And what was the time frame between when you played your first real money online hand and when you had this victory?
Good question. I'm gonna guess like 4 years.
It's pretty quick.
All right, I'll take it. And then you get to just make double as much because crypto. If anyone's not done that already.
Yeah, that's a good thing to be involved in. I feel like there's a lot of crossover there, and it's a space where there's tons of stuff to learn, and the people who are putting in more time learning and more time being involved get the results very similar to poker. Except crypto is now having its boom, whereas like poker back in the day had its boom. The cool thing is you had your success after, the poker boom. And you showed that for someone who's willing to work hard enough and do kind of all the right things and the right principles, you can still make money in a competitive environment. You can make a lot of it if you really, really.
And I really do think it's still possible. It's obviously a lot harder than it was 10 years ago, and it's quite a bit harder than it was 4 years ago. But I do think it's possible for someone to get from the micro stakes now to the high stakes. I really, really do believe that, and I think that there's just what you need to do is just kind of like plan. Just spend just like a few days planning how you're going to learn, how you're going to spend your time, who you're going to learn off, and speak to some people who have a lot more experience. Like watch some of these things about really trying to focus in on good thought processes and not bad thought processes. Don't try and clash two worlds of like, don't watch my strategy videos and Evan's strategy videos and then watch Doug Polk's strategy videos, because I promise that will just get confusing. Try and find your way of playing. I would personally say that if you can avoid playing GTO, and you can do well as an explosive style, there's a lot higher glass ceiling for that, because when you're playing GTO, you're kind of just like, you're waving the white flag to all the leveling spots, and as a professional poker player, you should not be waving the white flag in a leveling spot versus a non-professional poker player, for instance. Like, you shouldn't be balancing your range versus someone that has only played poker 3 times this year. You should be trying to work out what they're going to do when they're only bluffing, when they only have value bets, instead of taking the kind of Doug Polk style of being like, well, if you do that, you're just playing a guessing game. And it's like, yeah, you're playing a guessing game that you're better at than the other person. It's kind of part of being a good poker player. And if that style doesn't work for you, then for sure GTO style does work. It's a different way of thinking. It's a different mode of thinking, and you just have to find out what works for you, and you have to be honest with yourself of what you're good at and what you're bad at.
Yeah, I feel like GTO is a very safe style, but when it's studied to the deepest depths, like, it's a very profitable safe style. Yeah, I'm someone who, like, when I started trying to crunch it and look at the ranges and balancing all the spots, I'm like, this kind of study isn't fun for me. It doesn't work for me. And had I done it, maybe I could have got to higher levels, but I didn't want to sacrifice as much time as I would have had to get to the highest levels. And for some people, they love crunching the numbers and they love doing ranges, and they'll put all the time on the software and stuff. Yeah. So when something resonates, do it. Like, do it, and then be open to the other stuff. Like, don't exclude the other stuff. Like, watch all the videos and kind of feel out what resonates, but have your primary learning style that you've probably put 80% of your time in, because that's where you're going to get the most gains, and it's going to be the easiest. And as long as you're still aware of what the other stuff is, you're going to bring that into your primary learning style, and you're going to evolve very, very quickly, way more quickly than if you're trying to just spend all your time doing a learning method that just doesn't work for you at all, frustrates you, makes you hate what you're doing, makes you not want to play, makes you not motivated. And like Charlie said, just being honest with yourself is is the key to being like, okay, I like this, I don't like this. I like this, oh, I love this. All right, let me do that.
For sure. I was definitely in the same camp as you, where, interestingly enough, when I was in school and I was thinking about what I want to do in the future, I planned to be a mathematician or like a theoretical or particle physicist, because I was just very, very maths heavy, like, or on the spectrum kind of guy. And then I kind of saturated myself with that from embracing maths in such a huge way. And then when I got to the poker world, it was such like oh wow, I can mix maths and art, like, because playing exploitatively is an art. There's no one way that you can describe it. It's just like a feel and intuition that you have to just kind of mush together without having coherent, concise thoughts all the time. And I think for a lot of people, like you said, it's just like, it's too much to have to just sit there and crunch the numbers the whole time. If you're not getting involved in like the live tells or the speaking, the speech play, or the exploitative style, stuff like that, poker can really get just like too much. And for me, when I realized what it would have to take me to be like a top online cash game player, where I really think I could be like up there with the best if I had dedicated this last few years of my life to learning PO solver all the time, like crunching all the numbers, doing whatever I had to do. I think I could, but I just don't think it's worth it for a lot of people, in the same way like it's probably not worth it for a lot of people to become a really top politician, because it's just your life then. Whereas you can, if you're not dedicated to being the top, then you can, or like a top in like a field that doesn't interest you, then you can have fun with it. It stops being a job and it starts being something that you can just love forever. And I think that's one of the reasons I just never got tired of poker, where you see a lot of people just doing that. Done. I just like, I still love the game even now.
I think for people to have like the best quality of life, it's really important to do what you love. And you may find that what you love to do changes. And if you're in something that you at one point loved and you don't love it anymore, do something else. And you may find that, okay, you need to get a bit more balance in your life. Like I had to get on top of my health. I had to recognize the importance of relationships, family, friendships, exercise, time with myself, learning other topics. And then in doing that, suddenly maybe the love comes back and you enjoy the thing just as much or more than you used to because you've balanced your life. Or maybe you find actually, okay, I've learned a lot of great skills from this area, but my passion is now over here. So I'm going to take what I've learned here and apply it to my passion so I can do it even better, because passion is what drives us. Passion is what gives us an infinite amount of energy where you can go days on a task without needing rest. And so like, let's acknowledge just how important that is and why it's worth it to take the time to really find what you love and really be in touch with your feels of like, you know what, this isn't really doing it for me anymore, but that is really doing it for me. Okay, let's see what happens if I do that for a bit. Doesn't mean you're going to have to do something forever. You don't have to commit to something forever, but if your heart is calling you towards something, there's probably a good reason. There's probably a lot of benefit waiting there that maybe your logical mind doesn't get, but when you go do it and look back a month or a year later, you're going to say, I see why that made sense.
True that.
Yeah. True
that.
Charlie, I want to thank you so much for doing this, man. This has been like a super fun review.
So fun.
It's always been epic with you, but like I feel like you've won every tournament, and then to get to review the biggest one with you with Cards Up, super cool. So big thank you from me on behalf of the entire Grips community. A big thank you, and on behalf of everyone in YouTube Poker, big thank you, because usually for stuff like this, people have to pay a lot of money. So it's a beautiful service that you offer this to the people who may not be able to afford it, but really have that passion, that drive, because they're going to take this information and they're going to do great things with it, great things for their game, and then probably great things for the world with the money that they make as a result.
Yeah, I really hope so, and I would definitely welcome if anyone feels like messaging me. Can't promise to get back to you, but on social media or anything like that. I really enjoy getting messages from if people say, yo, you've really helped me in my game in this way, or have helped me with this kind of advice, or have a question about something. Don't hesitate. Don't hesitate to reach out.
Connect with the man. Awesome. So is there anything else you want to say to the viewers of this video before we call it a wrap?
I was very close to saying go out there and get stacking, but that would have been too cheesy.
I'm going to end the video right there, so that's the final thing you said?
Nailed it. All right, cool. GG.
Thanks for watching, guys. Wow. How cool was that, right? Like, how mind-blowing were some of those plays? And how cool was it to get to hear the reasoning and the logic behind them? It's really incredible just how much Charlie has progressed over the years. Looking back at his original videos, he was already way ahead of the game, but it seems like he just surpassed the whole thing. And how cool was it to get to really feel the emotions behind the experience, behind the scenes? I know that talking to Charlie, I really felt like I was there in that cafe in Mexico, sweating every hand. And I hope that you were able to feel that too. That's really my goal with these videos, is to not only share the intellectual strategy with you, but to also share the emotional experience, the visceral experience with you, so you can understand like just how exciting it really is to make it deep in a live event or an online event, any major tournament. And I really want to thank Charlie for taking the time out of his busy schedule to share his knowledge with us, with the community. If it weren't for generous people like Charlie, this channel would not have become the wealth of information that it has become over the years for all the aspiring poker players out there. It's so nice that he's so willing to give and ask nothing in return, just to get other people, to empower them to have a similar experience and really take their game and their lives to the next level. I also want to take this time to thank you for being a dedicated viewer over the years, a strong supporter of the Grips Poker Training Project. I really appreciate your hard work, your dedication, the views, the comments, just all the support, spreading the word. It makes a big difference, and this project wouldn't be where it is today if it weren't for dedicated supporters, students, fans like yourself. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you very much for all the support over the years. I hope this series inspired you to see just how much is possible. I really encourage you to dream big. I hope this series taught you some new moves that you can use on the tables to make more money on every session. And I hope that this series really motivated you to work on your game, to practice on a regular basis, and to find your dream team, to find the people who can support you so that you can really make those big dreams come true. When we're amazing and we're surrounded by amazing people, amazing things happen. It really is just that simple. So continue to do what you do that makes you amazing. And I hope that one day you will be the amazing person co-hosting a life-changing tournament score hand history review with me. I'm really excited to learn from you as you take the knowledge and transform it into your own unique expression. It's a real treat when I see that the students have surpassed the teacher and become the master, and I get the opportunity to play the role of student after playing the role of teacher for so long. But I also enjoy being the teacher too. Teaching is one of my absolute passions in life. And in my off time, away from the Grips Poker Training Project, I've been working on a lot of things on myself and for the Grips community. So if you'd like to take your game and your life to the next level, I invite you to visit the new and improved grips.com. I've been working on a lot of programs which will help you do exactly that. Install a winner's mindset, install that champion's blueprint so that you can feel like a winner, play like a winner, and ultimately become the champion that you know you are. Keep believing in yourself, keep believing in your dream, and keep believing in the power of the team. And until next time, you know what to do. Take what you learned, go out there, and get stacked.